What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of J&D Sports Talk. Today, I'm pretty much just going to give you my NFL Week 2 predictions. We're going to go over every game, and I'm going to say a couple things that's been happening in the NFL, but we're going to go over every single game this week, predict who's going to win. Our record last week, I believe, was 10-5. So, not bad, but we'll do better this week. All right, guys. I'm going to be giving you my Week 2 NFL predictions. I double checked, even though I said in the intro I went 11-5 the last week. So obviously that means 11 right, 5 wrong. Think this week, there's a few one-sided games, but I got a couple upsets happening. It's going to be a good week of football. I think the home team is going to win a lot this week, but obviously we will see. Kicking off tonight, we got the Buffalo Bills traveling to Miami to take on the Dolphins. Last week, Josh Allen had 4 touchdowns, 2 in the air, 2 on the ground. Tua Tagovailoa and Tyreek Hill were on a streak last week. I think tonight's going to be a really good game. I could see the Bills winning, definitely. The Bills have beat the Dolphins in the past, but I can also see the Dolphins winning. Dolphins are probably a better team, and they look to break that streak that they've lost against the Bills. But it is important to note that Josh Allen is 6-0 on Thursday Night Football. Tonight, I almost picked the Dolphins, but I think I'm going to go with the Bills. It's going to be a good game, in my opinion. I think this game could be a tie, but I feel like people aren't talking about this. The smart people are. This game is very important to both teams. I don't want to say it's must-win game because it's only week 2, but this is probably a must-win game. I said this earlier in the podcast. You got 12, 13 teams in the AFC that can compete for a playoff spot, realistically. And that's, not even the teams that play better than expected. And the Bills, Dolphins, Jets in the AFC East are all three obviously fighting for a playoff spot. Whoever wins this division is a guaranteed playoff spot. Second place in this division might make it, probably, but third place won't. It's going to be between the Bills, the Dolphins, and the Jets in that division. I think today's a game that both teams really realize they need to win. I think the Bills win tonight, but I definitely could be wrong. Then we got the Saints at the Cowboys. Give me the Cowboys in that one. I got a blowout here. I got maybe like 42 to 14. I think Cowboys are they're at home, first game at AT&T. I think they're going to light it up, demolish the Saints. I think maybe a little close at first. Saints might score first, but then the Cowboys start playing good football. Then we got the Buccaneers at the Lions. I feel like this is going to be a low-key good game. I'm going to go with the Lions in this one, though. This could be an upset, but I think the Lions are going to win. The Lions and Rams had a really good game the other night, like 3-4 nights ago. It was a really good game. Obviously, first game of the season to go into overtime. Then the Lions really started moving the ball in overtime. So that's going to be a good game. But I got the Lions in that one. Jared Goff, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Gibbs, Laporta, Montgomery. That offense is really good. Then we got the Colts at the Packers. Jordan Love playing this game is a different story. I don't think Malik Willis is bad. I don't know how he's going to do in the preseason. One game he's good, one game he's bad. He's a scrambler. I believe he went to Louisville. Give me Colts in this one. I've said this before. Colts are a good team. They barely fell to the Texans week 1. But Colts are a good team. Anthony Richardson, if he plays well, Jonathan Taylor, Alec Pierce, Michael Pittman Jr., Josh Downs, Adonai Mitchell, Jelani Woods, and then, Quentin Nelson at line. DeForest Buckner, Kenny Moore, bunch of players on that team, EJ Speed. A lot of good players on that team. I think, it's going to be a close game, but without Jordan Love, it's hard to see the Packers winning this one. They definitely can, but I think Colts are going to win this one. Now we got the Jets at the Titans. I feel like this is going to be a closer game than most people think, but give me the Jets. Titans, we're going to win. They should have won last week. They didn't close it out against the Bears. The Bears barely did anything on offense. The Titans coach actually went out on the media and said we could have punted the ball on 1st and 10 100 times and so on. They could have. They really well could have. Chicago didn't do anything on offense at all. Even though they have DeAndre Swift, DJ Moore, Keenan Allen when he's healthy, Roma Dunze, Cole Kmet. We're not going to cut Caleb slack. No. Their fans did not cut Bryce any slack. We're not going to cut Caleb any slack. It's one game, rookie game, but see. We're going to go on, but I'm going to take the Jets in that one. We're going to go on to 49ers at Vikings. I think the 49ers win this one. 49ers are going to be one of those teams that only lose like 2 or 3 games, in my opinion. They're going to be a really good team. They dominate. They play really good. No matter who they're really playing against, they're usually competitive. They usually have a couple bad games a year. But I'm going to take the 49ers over the Vikings at Minneapolis. I feel like this is going to be a closer game, but then I feel like once the second half starts, Niners are going to pick it up. It's going to be hard for the Vikings. Vikings obviously just had a good game, but it's the Giants. It was like 28-6. Vikings defense is kind of underrated, though. But it's going to be a good test for the Vikings against the Niners. All right, now we got the Seattle Seahawks at New England. I feel like this could be a trap game. New England could win this one, but I'm going to go with the safe pick. I'm going to go with Seattle. Geno Smith. They got Kenneth Walker, DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett, JSN, Noah Fant. Not a good line. Decent defense, but, new coach, obviously. I feel like Seattle wins this one. New England, even though they just beat Cincinnati, which we will get to that later on about the Bengals, I feel like Seattle's going to win this one. I still think New England is the second worst team in the league. I think the Giants are the worst, then probably New England. But, I feel like the Hawks are going to take that one. Could be a close game, but I think the Seahawks win that one. All right, we got New York Giants taking on the Washington Commanders. I think the Commanders are going to win this one. It's hard to pick the Giants when they when they put up 6 points. And they have Daniel Jones at quarterback. Listen, though, at the end of the day, this is all football, right? This is all football. You're going out there playing a game you love, making a job out of it. It's all football. I get, passionate about your team and you really want to win, but you don't boo someone on the way to their car like that, like the Giants fans did. You don't yell at him like that, and it's probably not really respectable when you burn their jerseys right outside of the stadium. I feel like, that's not really how people should act. This is football. You can call people trash, but going right up yelling at them like that when they're done with the game and all that is one thing. But I think the Commanders win this game. It might be a close game, but I think the Commanders win this one. All right, guys, moving on. We got my game. The Los Angeles Chargers coming to the bank to take on the Carolina Panthers. Obviously, the Chargers played really well last week against the Raiders. J.K. Dobbins on the ground really took off. Harbaugh wins his first game. Chargers defense looked good. Herbert looked good. Chargers looked like a pretty good team out there last week. And obviously my team, 47-10 loss, did not look too good. But, it's only one game. We're going to bounce back. you know, obviously, we already talked about last game. Bryce Young didn't have a good game. The defense didn't have a good game. The interior line played well. Canales had a rough first game. But you guys also got to think, before you yell at Canales, this is his first year as a head coach. First game, Bryce, first time learning a new system. It's going to take a few games, a game or two, maybe even 3 or 4 for our offense to completely gel, because we do have a whole new offense. Same with the defense. Last game is not going to define how the Panthers season's going, but, that was one game. We're moving on it. Give me the Panthers in this one. I don't know if you guys know, but no matter which one of my favorite teams I'm talking about, I'm going to say they're going to win. I feel like the normal fan would say that, especially online. But I got the Panthers in that one. I think we're going to bounce back. Defense should play better. Bryce will play better with more confidence. And we'll pick up defenders that are unblocked, and we'll have a much better game. I think we're going to win that one. Cleveland Browns at Jacksonville. Give me Jacksonville in that one. That's going to be a good game. But I think as long as Deshaun Watson is Cleveland's quarterback, and as long as that line is banged up, they're not going to do anything. They got destroyed by Dallas to start the season. Deshaun Watson is terrible. He's a terrible quarterback, a terrible person. We're not going to get into his allegations. We're not bringing that up here. But I think Jacksonville's going to win this one. Cleveland didn't have a good game, and I think Jacksonville, they're both good teams, but give me Jacksonville this week. Raiders at Baltimore. Rams at Cardinals. Man, this might be underrated game of the week. This is going to be a really close game. Give me the Cardinals in this one. Rams, they lost one of their best players, Puka Nacua. Hope he gets better. Cardinals played a really good game last week. Rams played a really good game last week. Cardinals are at home. I think Cardinals are going to take this one. This one could be an upset. I don't know who they're favoring. I think they're actually favoring the Cardinals maybe by 1.5. Excuse me. But I'm going to go with the Cardinals in this one. I think it's going to be a close game, though. And I think it's going to be one of the best games of the week. Moving on, I got Pittsburgh at Denver. This one can go either way. Pittsburgh scored 18 points last week. All 18 went to Chris Boswell. And obviously, Bo Nix looked horrendous in his debut. But I think I'm going to take Denver in this one. Steelers still, from what we've seen, don't have an offense. And they're probably not going to for at least a few games. And Denver, I feel like this is going to be like a freaking 6-3 kind of game. This is going to be a very low-scoring game. 2 good defenses, 2 terrible offenses. I think I'm going to go with the home team here. And probably I don't even know what offense is better. Just give me Denver in that one. Cincinnati and Kansas City. If Cincinnati didn't play how they did last week, this would be game of the week. I want to say something about the Bengals. I said I would earlier in this video. And I've said this on the podcast. I forgot what episode it was. Probably second or third one. When I was doing the breakdown of the AFC North, I believe it was. Joe Burrow is still hurt. I'm sure you guys all seen that video that's surfacing where he struggled to drink out of the water bottle and he's going like this throughout the whole game. Joe Burrow is still hurt. He's not 100%. Chase has not been practicing. And I just think Joe Burrow's still hurt. Bengals, how they start every season. They start like Joe Burrow sucks for like 3-4 games and he starts being Joe Burrow. Just give me KC in this one at Arrowhead, or they said a few years ago, Burrowhead. But I think the Chiefs are going to win this one. I think Bengals will get on track, just not yet. All right, we got Chicago at Houston, the most one-sided Sunday night football game. Give me Houston, and then I'm also going to take Philadelphia over Atlanta. Monday night, last week for Thursday night, we got Ravens and Chiefs. Good game. Friday night, we got Packers and Eagles. Good game. Sunday night, we got Rams and Lions. Good game. And Monday night, we got Jets and Niners. For the most part, good game. This week, night games, not so great. Besides tonight, Bills and Dolphins will be a good game. Houston is probably going to destroy Chicago. Chicago struggled offensively. Houston's at home. Houston is going to win. Excuse me. Houston's going to win this one at home. Chicago has not done anything on offense last week, and I don't think they will this week either. And same boat with Atlanta. I think Philly's just going to dominate them. Saquon Barkley's going to carry the team again. And, I feel like this game's going to start slow, but I think Philly and Houston both win this week. All right, guys, that's going to wrap up another episode of J&D Sports Talk. Tonight, week 2 starts. I gave you my prediction in this video. I think it's going to be another good week of football. Very excited for it. As always, I'm sure you guys are. Let me know what you guys want to see in future videos. Our next video will be Monday. But yeah, thank you guys for watching today. Let me know what you guys want to see next. And I put out a tweet earlier. Today is Thursday. I put out a tweet earlier. Send me some hot takes. Please send us some hot takes. We will react to them in the next video. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. Please check out our TikTok at J&D Sports Talk and our Twitter at J&D Sports Talk. And we'll see you guys next episode.